listeners, I'm staying in the distance of 40 kilometers from St. Petersburg on the way after Peterhof. I welcome you at the city of Petersburg and our wonderful city park, called by the name of the famous Russian scientist Mikhail Lomonosov. By the way, its modern name, the city of Lomonosov, got in 1948 when in the Soviet Union began to shake off titles on foreign languages. The historical name of Lomonosov is Oranienbaum, which means an orange tree. It was borrowed from the German language just as a beautiful and fashionable title of Peter the Great's period. The main site of the city is the architectural and landscape complex of Oranienbaum. The palaces of Oranienbaum are located in the territory of the Upper Landscape Park and the Lower Regular Garden. The history of these unique palaces and parks started at the beginning of the 18th century when Peter the Great presented the large piece of land on the Gulf of Finland to his right-hand man Alexander Menshikov in 1707. So Menshikov became the first owner of this land. The most powerful and wealthy magnate in Russia in the time built a magnificent country residence with grand palace here. Located further down from the coast of Peterhof, Oranienbaum completes the long line of imperial residences on the Gulf of Finland. It is necessary to add that Oranienbaum was not destroyed during the Second World War compared with other suburbs of St. Petersburg. You can make sure that amazing natural beauty and great architectural buildings are in harmony here. Walking through the park of Oranienbaum, we get into a fascinating and exquisite world of the 18th century. Here you can get acquainted with the palaces of different styles and different functions. The famous landmarks are throughout the park. There are the Palace of Peter I, the Menshikov Palace, the Chinese Palace, and others. But in my opinion, the most original building in Oranienbaum Park is the Sliding Hill Pavilion. Unfortunately, nowadays we can't go inside the pavilion because of the restoration. But despite of this, I will tell you the history of the creation of this museum. It is well known the ancient Russian folk tradition of sliding in ice hills. Maybe you haven't known, but in the 18th century in Russia the sliding hills could be found almost everywhere. Because of the opportunity to slide down the hills, not only in winter but in summer as well, the sliding hills were built in many Tsars residences in Russia. Each of them were a striking example of an architectural idea. Contemporaries of the Russian sliding hills made foreigners amazing, and the most magnificent and exquisite one among them was built in Oranienbaum. The Sliding Hill Pavilion was built during Catherine II governing. Its construction was lasted over 12 years from 1762 to 1774 by the project of the Italian architect Antonio Rinaldi and according to calculation of the outstanding Russian mechanic and engineer Andrew Nartov. It should be noted that such a project in Oranienbaum had no analogues neither in Russia nor in Europe. The height of the Sliding Hill Pavilion is 33 meters. The walls of the pavilion are painted in pleasant blue color. However, the pavilion, which survived from the 18th century, is the only part of the former grandiose construction of the sliding hills which was not, unfortunately, preserved. At first, the wooden wing with balcony upstairs was connected with the south ledge of the Sliding Hill Pavilion. It looked like a long hill with 4 tracks following by each other. One of the tracks was straight and other 3 tracks were wavy. Just imagine the covered carriages decorated with gold slided down the tracks. The length of the sliding road was 532 meters. The carriages could reach the speed about 70 kilometers per hour. The construction of these carriages allowed the ladies to take a seat and the gentlemen stood behind them. It is important to say that sliding the hills was an obligatory condition for all guests of Catherine II in Oranienbaum. I hope that my excursion make you love the Sliding Hill Pavilion in Oranienbaum, which has no analogues anywhere in the world. Thanks for your attention.